Hey Geek of Spades, this is Jeremy coming at you with an unboxing video, one that I've actually filmed once already, and so now I'm filming it again. And what you see here are bases. These are slotted bases, 25mm slotted bases, and the reason I'm starting off by showing you this is because what I'm about to show you has a model for each one of these bases. So quick count, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 bases. It's a lot of bases, especially since all of the models for those bases are in this box. This is not a very big box, it is quite a small box. What this is my first shipment of models for the Toughest Girls in the Galaxy 2 Kickstarter from Raging Heroes. So let's take a look at them real quick. They're obviously going to need some cleaning, so this is just going to be looking at the models on the sprue. Right now they're quite oily and greasy, they're covered in release agent. And except for this one, these are all the freebies. This is the stuff that you got just for pitching in like bare minimum of money towards Kickstarter. And this is the beginnings of my Sisters of Battle army. This is one of the beginnings of the Battle Sisters. So our first model here, this is Sister Tremata. She is a field resurrectrix, I think is what they call her in the Kickstarter. So she's going to be the medic person whose name I don't remember from the Codex Adeptus Sororitas. As you can see, the details are very fine details. The models are very, not spindly, but better proportioned. Like, they don't have that fat look that the Games Workshop sisters have. And a lot of the stuff is really, really fine detail. So cleaning is going to be very important to make sure that it stands out the way it's supposed to, and that nothing breaks. Yeah. It's probably going to take me a while, because first thing I have to do, and this is going to be, I'm filming this right now, but there's going to be a second half of this video that I have to film later, after I soak these things in warm soapy water and wipe them down. So that's our first model. A number of the models in here are what are called mascots. So like this one is Violet, and Violet is basically a vulture. Yeah. So now we're in the freebies. The Tremata was the only one that I paid for. The rest of these are freebies. This is Sister Ardana. Her legs over here on top of this gargoyle. This big old sword. Cathedral backpack. I mean, just look at how small these pistols are. They are quite tiny, and they're basically bolt pistols, but they're scaled with these sisters rather than with, you know, Space Marines. Here's a mascot. This one's like a winged jackalope. There's antlers, and there's the winged bunny. That one I will probably actually assemble. This is like an owl cat. It's not an owl bear. It's like an owl cat. And then we get into the actual figure. So before I go any further, just so you know, these are Raging Heroes. Some of them are tad on the risque side, like this one, for instance. No, that's not gonna work. This is let's see if there's a name on here anywhere. Shalia. This is one of the Dark Elf War Dancers, and as you can see, she's got boobs. So, yeah, I'm not super excited about the Dark Elf and Lust Elf models that are included in these with the freebies, because what I bought into this for was the Sisters of Eternal Mercy. They're what I really wanted. But the models are very dynamic, very well made, and I might assemble some of the Dark Elves. Some of them are kind of cool. Here we have Sister Selenia. I think she's the scout sister or something. She'll be a character of some kind for my sisters. I'm really looking forward to building and painting some of these. I think they're really well made. Let's see, this one is Vanicia. How do you say that? This one's another one of the This is a dark elf. There's her head right there. Yeah, this is a dark elf, not a lust elf. Lust elves tend to be nudie. This one's a sister's one. This is Doralis. I'm not sure what I'll use her as a sister. Maybe Sanctioned Psyker or something. I don't know. It should be a good practice for painting skin tones, though. Here is Lilligryth. I'm also not a big fan of the fact that so many of them are holding heads. Like, and here's a severed head. Like, it's one thing when Games Workshop throws skulls over the place, but I don't know, severed heads just seems a little extreme. This one in the big dress here. I believe this is another dark elf. You can't really read the name on this one because it's covered by flashing. Lady somethingeth. Melith. Yeah, and Iths. Let's see, this one here is Rithalin. So I think this one might be a Lust Elf. I think. I'm not sure though. Here's one of the like harpies. Xeris. She's a pretty cool looking model. The big old wings. There's her head with this giant helmet. Next up, this one is Setmia. Definitely an elf. You can see her giant ear right there. This one's pretty cool. No, oh never mind. There's a severed head in the hand there. I was gonna say there's no severed heads. Then there's a severed head, proving me wrong. Sincerith is this one here. I think this is the one that appeared a lot on the Kickstarter pages, like the render of that one. You know, the design for that one's been around for a while. Here we have Zalith. It's another one that one of the freebies that I think showed up a lot on the image work for this. Like I said, there'll be a second part of this video where these will be out of the bags and cleaned up, and maybe even a couple of them assembled, so you can see how they scale next to like a Space Marine. And this one is Onyx. It's got a very much a War Dancer look to it. Looks really cool. These models are really great looking models, and there's a whole bunch of them. This is just the freebies in one model I ordered. I still have all of the other stuff I ordered, which is, let's see, 20, 30, 32, another 40 something models coming. But yeah, this is the Kickstarter freebies for Toughest Girls in the Galaxy 2 from Raging Heroes. And the next part of this video, I will have these cleaned up, and I'll show you what the models look like out of these bags, because right now they are just covered in release agent. Alright, and we got a few of them assembled. So I built like 5.5 miniatures here. I say half because these two are not fully assembled. And that's because to fully assemble them means I'm going to have to cover big chunks of the model, and I won't be able to get to those when I'm painting. So they're going to be partial assemblies. So a few things about the models. One, they're very dynamic. While assembling them, I'm reminded of both Infinity and of Malifaux models, due to the size of some of the parts and their ability to break. And of Infinity, just due to the scale, they're very, very close to Infinity scale models. Like, here's a Knight of Santiago, and here's the Scout sister person, and you put them next to each other, and they wouldn't be out of place on the same table together. Whereas, and I'm still planning on using them for Sisters of Battle, but if you look at her next to a Space Marine, that is a bulky Space Marine compared to her. Of course, he's on a raised base, and so that makes him look taller as well. But I don't think there'll be any problem having them mixed on the table with my 40k stuff. I don't see any issues. So I went ahead and I assembled her. I assembled Doralis, the Virgin Oracle. This one, whose name I don't remember, and most of the Resurrectrix, Sister Traumatta, who has these bits are hers. They go on her back and on her other hand, and the sword blade goes on that attachment. I just didn't put those on yet. And then the one in the back that I haven't assembled yet, here are all her other bits. Her hands go over the top of this sword right in front of her face, and so that's why I didn't fully assemble her yet. And I assembled a couple of Dark Elves, the Master Assassin and the Vestal character. And these two went together real easy. There's a lot of cleanup that has to go into these, but that's the case for any resin models. As you can see, though, from the different, let's see, how many different colors of resin do we have here? I think three or four different colors of resin. Hers is really dark resin. Hers is really pale resin, which seemed firmer and harder than the more plasticky than the others. Doralis's resin is very brittle. A lot of the ends of her robes cracked off, and I accidentally broke a thumb off of one of her hands just because it was very brittle. And the Vestal is very reminiscent of it feels like working more with Forge World. It's the resin's soft, is pliable and bendable, but it doesn't snap. So we'll see how it goes with the rest of the models. This is all I'm going to do for this video. Other than that, I am very pleased with these models. They are a great addition to my collection. Some of them are going to be really fun to paint. Some of them I probably won't even paint. I'm not all that interested in painting up the Dark Elf stuff. If you know anyone that plays Dark Elves, these aren't glued to their bases either, so if you know anyone who plays Dark Elves and would like some characters, let me know. Maybe I'll sell you some. Anyway, that's going to be it from me for this unboxing and short review of the freebies for the Toughest Girls in the Galaxy Part 2 from Raging Heroes. On a whole, very, very pleased with these models. They are beautiful. They are well made. The detail on them is astounding. And I'm very much looking forward to putting brush to mini and getting some paint on these ladies. Especially when my Part 2 gets here and I have 40 or 50 models more to assemble and paint. That's just all infantry. That's not even any real vehicles. There's a couple walkers in there that I'm going to use as penitent engines, but no tanks, no flyers. Got an Imperial Knight on the floor next to me that's for them as well. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the armor plates. I haven't decided on a color scheme yet for it. That's why it's not fully assembled. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Just a quick plug. I've been doing a lot of Twitch streaming lately. I stream 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes more. At minimum, I'm streaming twice a week. At most, I'm streaming 4 times a week. So if you want to come check us out and hang out with me while I paint, sometimes Spencer joins me. Maybe in the future we'll be able to get Ben and or Zach in on a stream to hang out and do some hobbying as well. Then come join us. It's twitch.tv/geekofspades, and the of has a 0, not an O. So it's an important distinction to make. A lot of people on Twitch, when they try to message me, they put an O instead of a 0. And so I don't ever see the message. Well, I might, but if they try to whisper, it doesn't work. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.